The much anticipated second half of the season is about to begin for the Red Sox. They're starting to get some injured players back. So what does it all mean for the second half of the season, and where's this club going between now and October? Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. The Red Sox have talked the whole first half of the season about how they were ready to hit the reset button immediately after the All-Star break and start fresh and anew from ground zero in the second half of the season. Well, that point of the season is now here, and it is time for this Red Sox team to play up to its potential, play better, and get back into this thing in the American League. Now, they're not out of the wild card race. I think that the division championship is a little bit far-fetched at this point. The Red Sox have just had, as we all know, too many injuries, but now they're starting to get their players back. Jacoby Ellsbury will be back for the first game of the second half. Clay Buchholz will pitch the second game of the second half against Tampa Bay. And I think you're going to see Carl Crawford back on the next homestand against the White Sox. And Andrew Bailey is expected to come back sometime in August. So those are four really good additions for the Red Sox. But it is time for this team to put up or shut up. And again, we've been hearing all first half how they were going to hit the reset button at the All-Star break. Well, they better do so, and they better start winning some games, because they're going to have to win probably 50 games in the second half of the season if they're going to make the playoffs. That would put them at 93 wins. But the Red Sox, no matter their injuries, are only going to go as far as their top three pitchers take them. Jon Lester, Josh Beckett, Clay Buchholz, those guys have got to pitch to the level that they have pitched in the past, particularly Lester, who's had an awful season this year. He needs to pitch like an ace. He's been frustrated the entire first half. It's time for him to go out there in the second half and put up or shut up. Same thing with Beckett. Buchholz has a good record. He didn't pitch great in the first half, but he was just starting to kind of pick things up when that gastrointestinal injury hit him, but he's going to be back now in the second half. And if he can stabilize things and Lester can turn things around and Beckett can pitch with a little bit more fire and consistency, the Sox have a good chance in the second half. But one thing about the Red Sox in the second half, lots of pressure on this team. Again, they've talked about how they were going to make the second half of the season a new starting point, and now there's a lot of pressure for them to perform. If they don't end up with a wild card spot at the end of all this, there's going to be a lot of disappointed fans in Boston, and these next 2 weeks are going to be big for the Sox. They're going to play teams like the Rays, the White Sox, the Yankees, the Tigers. These are the teams that they're going to have to beat if they're going to stay in the race. And I think if the Sox don't come through these next 2 weeks in good shape, you're going to see them as sellers at the trade deadline rather than buyers. So what do you think about the Red Sox? Do you buy this business that they can hit this reset button in the second half and have a much better second half than they did the first and go on to a playoff spot? Or do you think that they're going to continue to struggle as they have in the first half? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.